beginning with who I am, getting real, that would be a video in silence because, oh, I also don't feel very well, and you know why? Because I drank coffee and then I ignored that I was hungry. So yeah, I had some yogurt drinks and now I'm probably gonna be all right. Yeah. Um, like I mean like little teeny ones, that's why I said drinks. But yeah, that's me excited about it. No, they're really good. They're Oikos Zero and um surprisingly filling, even though like if you think about it, the amount of carbs they have I think is the same as like if you had a bigger one with twice as much. So I think that's the thing. That's cool though. And still, you know, like that sucks sort of. Like it's very difficult that you know everything surrounding me because, and I'm talking like metaphorically too. Whoa, there's some cheering going on outside. Like that's just for cinematic effect, dude. That was crazy. Um, so and then it's like I want to connect with you on an emotional level sometimes. And so then I want to be like, "Oh, this is possible to incorporate." um into the memory. And so the memory is history in the making and history that once was. That, I mean, really, that was the, like, kind of the point. Like, I know everyone is like, this is, the reality of, um, modern day. I'm not gonna say this century because I would like to think that, you need to have a little more respect for using that, and I can. So, of the 21st century, I would like to represent history in a better way than what I think I have in the past. That's exactly right. And so temporarily ill. Oh man. And then I still have to wait until I can go to the doctor, which is actually in 3 days. So that's actually only like 2 days of dealing with this problem. So yeah, I don't know when I get my next like so I have injections, yes. And that would be mean that I might need to take these extra pills that I saved, which are like that's me being my own doctor. And but like you can. Okay, I fuck. Fuck. You cannot say that on national TV. You cannot be your own doctor. You know. But if you are like a skilled like alchemist, like I'm not gonna say like a chemist, like necessarily, but yeah, if you're a skilled at using substances, then there are ways in which like if you have psychiatric medication, you can also um make better like you can I want to say resource, which is true, but you can uh purpose them better, right? Something like that. How would you say it? Is that a way you can say it? Like sometimes I honestly need to know. It's not. Okay, then how would you say it? So you can use substances for a purpose with a greater benefit. But yeah, I can't say it. So now I'm doomed. So yeah, I can create better perception with gabapentin as part of it. But no, gabapentin alone, like for real. Um, I can source this medication, but you know what I hear? The whirring of the computer. You don't hear that, do you? It's silent, but the whirring of the computer, like yours is obviously louder. But I didn't know that until now. But really I need to learn how to say that if I ever want to say it again. Okay, so I'll start over. um, in some instances, if you are experienced with using substances, and I'm talking like, no, I'm not like the most experienced, or I haven't spent the most time, but like real like psychedelics and uh like balancing your equilibrium and your chemicals obviously, and then um like the different medical uses, like having respect for it, including those psychedelics. And I'm thinking through the whole thing, sort of. It's like a horror film where there's like a deep silence. Okay, maybe I want to relive it all. Maybe I can tell a story afterwards if I can think of like so responsibly, like I'm just stuck on rationing and um portioning like uh your ration, your stores and your supply. And then there's more. Yeah, like also understanding like okay, I'm lost. Give me a second. I'm so, like, don't want to take pauses. I really don't like taking pauses. And then, like, I'm so, like, freaked out I'm gonna take a pause that, like, it just extends longer and it's like, well, I can't think anymore. So I'll cut it. No, I get there's really nothing I can do, but soccer maybe going on. Thank you, amen for that. What would you say? That's always going to be the question. What would you say about more about being responsible with um like and experienced, being responsible and experienced with substances, not just like, you know, you being able to tolerate it, being able to afford it, and being able to do long runs and like that type of thing. Like that stuff is there too, but I was trying to think of a different angle of it. And so if you can tweak the experience and understand that life is meant to be experienced raw, but life is also meant to be experienced like transcendently or like as an extension of the like the euphoria or what else would you call it? So that's like the extra part of life, like the extra layers. Or both directions, right? Like outward layers and like an inward, like undiscovered world. But anyway, then with psychiatric medication, if it's not perfect, like obviously you're gonna keep it perfect, but if it's not, then they give you as needed stuff and you're able to create that perception that you need for the day, for the mindset. There's more, but yes, I'm finished. So what would you say about substances? I know you have like, okay, so I went over to, this isn't the story, but I went over to the his name was Michael, and I went to his where he was staying with this lady, and she had like a utility box, but it had drugs in it. So like there were sections of it. So like that's where I got something, and uh my point was that you I'm sorry, but yeah, you might have some kind of like really cool organization system for like stuff that you really like. I'm not saying it's like a fucking like a jewelry box, but um something like that makes it more like a science experiment, dude. But that's really how I feel about it. It is chemistry. Yeah, I mean, it's like my favorite thing and you know that, so I'm not trying to be like stupid about it. Um and that's because it's eye-opening and it alters your perception to a greater reality or other realities, and it like it does detach you. Like, it gives you like an outside perspective, or a like internally you become like you are what you consume. Same thing. So that's why the cool ass thing that I'm going to use at some point somehow, but the second it comes into my mind, of course I want to try to go look at music. So no. But yes. So I'm so my story was um me wanting to think more about, excuse me, psychiatric medication and substances and recreational substances and psychedelic substances. Yeah, I guess like the last part of that would be that like I never, okay, disclaimer, never go against medical advice. But what I have is like a mentality of like, if there was some kind of like apocalyptic, like not even okay, apocalyptic reality, then you're gonna be way more responsible than just like, oh, follow these instructions. And so like I have medicine, and then you're told like, oh, throw away your old stuff and like responsibly. Does anyone do that? Like, do they put it in the trash, like in the bottle? Like, I don't know. I tried to get rid of a whole bunch of old stuff, and I don't know what happened to it. I dumped it all into a bag, such as I'd seen before, and intended to throw it away. So yeah, I not intended to throw it away, intended to give it to like one of those where you get rid of them centers or something. And so I use it to like adjust myself. Like, I've switched off of this other one, but I have it in case I ever need to use it. And so the only thing that I worry about is like, are they too old? That's what you need to worry about. Is it too old? So I don't know if I can say this on TV, but I'm going to try. Uh, um, and so my example would be that at the end of my month, like I'm getting short on my medicine, and it is a new way of doing medicine, and I don't know if I necessarily want to do it forever or if it's good for me at all, but like my options are limited, and so you've got to choose like the lesser of certain evils. So that's true. Like it was necessary evil for me to have the other injections, which kind of fucked me up. So not going there, but uh I would use the last of the pills that I had for the daily dose to make up at the end of that month. Although, I would need another prescription for that, but I have them. And so, like, that's something I need to do, and I'm going to do, and I do that shit right now, but it's not necessary because I'm doing all right. But once the anxiety kicks in, or, like trying to understand that it is Um, something that, like lasts and exists, but there's a better word for it. Like appears and exists. Um, is prevalent? No. Something like that. No, that would mean that it was like the most of it, but no. Okay, so yeah, dude, like a whole thing on like it must like there's a difference, and if there is, then what is it? I mean, of course, it's like, partially entertainment, which was the thing that I was noticing was like about getting away with being cynical and then getting away with, you know, having that appearance. Like, it is so easy. Like, that's why I'm just like, I'm a hippie and I've like been through it, but like, I have like, we get sometimes our trials, I guess, with our blessings. So I'm saying that like you are consequence with having, you know, someone looking after you or you looking after someone, but I'm also like I get the good end of that too. Like everything is like so hard for me, but like I get to have someone who like genuinely did care about me. Did. I'll say that. Like come on. That's it. I know I drive you absolutely insane. Like I get there. Like it is a place, isn't it? Something like that. And so like I can also drive to sanity probably. Uh or drive through to sanity. That sounds nice. I can drive from insanity through to sanity, but also through a lot of darkness. And I'm not sure whether I should deny the darkness on behalf of the world or try to like allow it to be incorporated, but I don't know. Like, why are you willing to go through so much? Just because I think that like you're just your pride maybe you tolerate more. You're like you're like I got this because of what you want. And so yeah, you have selfish reasons. So do I. But I'm not trying to like be on your nuts or something. Like I don't know how else to say it. like like all of it. Like the whole like the envy thing. Like yeah, you get envious sometimes that I have like this undying loyalty between my relationships. You get envious of that. And then I get envious of like, why are you so brilliant? Why are you so brilliant? Come on. Okay, that's it. I'll end that because all of that was insane. It was, but it was so worth it too. Like, I know it. So, anyway, yeah, that's just nervous habits, right? Just like humanity. So, what I think of that, lastly, oh, two stories, I guess. Okay, what I think of that is that, um, in Twilight, or perhaps, is there one I like more? Oh no, I think it's from there, but they're like saying they don't need to breathe. The vampires don't need to breathe, or the immortals don't need to breathe. So they don't need to move really. They don't have like a beating heart. Or, some do in other things, but they don't, or they might not. So what they have to do is make some kind of movement to like show that they're human or to like blend in. Because, like if you're not like um moving sometimes, yeah, exactly. So like I'm always like saying something extra or like making like a tone that like diffuses the environment because like it makes you seem human. Like that's really actually what I do. Like, I'll be able to, like, okay, say there's like a little kid. You can make the right face or the right, like, say hi or something, but then you're gonna look away or something, or if they're like looking for a certain type of response, you're gonna give them that response so that they like know everything's all good. And so that's a thing. And then that's what I think about, like, oh, you're like being human, or like you're showing like um y- something natural. So it's still weird to me. I feel like I'm losing my composure a little bit, but that I feel like it's a subconscious thing that you're acting human like that. And then the last thing I was going to say that I was thinking about was a story was my son's father and I were attempting to sell ecstasy at one point, and so we were, and but like so you needed to know like the guy, and that's safe times, like, okay, like if you manage to get with the right people, like you need to have that's the last thing I'll say, like it needs to be fucking safe, because going out there on dating sites and being like, well, that's how you end up getting in wrecks and stuff. But I'm not saying that's what it was, but it's just not good. So saying that, um it is scarce these days. Like, it's not the old days where, everything is just traveling through, hands and word of mouth and stuff. But back then, we'd get some and then be able to get like a free pill here and there. And so like what I'd want to do is like 2 pills to get like a really like solid, like strong roll. Um so we'd have like our pill, and then we'd get like a little bit of the dust from the other pills, because we were kind of young, and so you didn't want to even give like kids like something that strong either. But like how could we know that? But we did. And so that was a little experience in like do's and don'ts. Like you like to have the experience is something you can draw from, that you don't want to be there. Like all of it for me is like you don't want to have had to have been there, and I've taken the heat for it. So that's true. And then that experience would also be um like, I'm not saying it's being responsible. I'm saying I was thinking of it, and like that image is just like stuck with me right now. Like a picture of like a tablet with, dust off of a part of it. So like a fraction of it being dust. Oh, I can't say that. So probably have to cut off this whole entire end. Um, but no, there's no point saying that, was there? That's not a very good thing. Besides, the like knowing about the kids, but that's beside the point, because no kids. And then like an older guy like having sold it to us, but like he was pretty responsible. Like that was one of the sources from the person who introduced me. And so those things don't always last either. Like, they're for a season. Ecstasy is for a season. And so it was probably like summertime. And I had some that I didn't like, and I've done too much before. And I'm saying, like, hell no, you can't get it, like, right with drugs. But what about you, man? What about you? Like, have you? For the most part, probably. Like, you made it, like, you've had to have taken the time to make it, like, a more designed experience instead of a reckless one. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm saying that my experience is designed. And I've got, like, designer cannabis and designer friends. And yeah, but at the same time, I am from those experiences. Like, I'm also, like, try to keep it natural. I don't even know. Because I ruined it. Okay. Anyway, 30 minutes, that's crazy. Yeah, because I spent so long just sitting there doing nothing. I was was actually like, do I care about, like, clothes? Like, there was a time I absolutely, see, I'm not totally lost, but I absolutely like malls, like Scottsdale Mall, um, and then like adolescent rich girl stuff for the most part. Not like always buying those brands, but um, being able to have like Coach stuff, go to Nordstrom, um, always with the shoes, but we were always about Vans. Like, I went with checkered Vans forever. Forever. Because I had that crush on that one boy who was really close with us and my brother, and he wore my shoes because we were the same size at the time. And then we were like using skateboards and stuff. And so it wasn't because he wore my shoes, it was because, like, that was my shoes. So, like, yeah. Um that. And so that's it. I don't want to go down memory lane, but, like, you kind of get what I'm trying to do or say, I think. But how do I cannot fix it between us, obviously. I can go and watch South Africa videos. I can go and cry and give you some empathy. Yeah, okay. And so I will. Goodbye, Kundalini.